Okay. Dee da 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 ya da da. Dee da dee da 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 da. Oh ya da 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 dee 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 dee. Oops, excuse me. Hello. Come on in. Dee da 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 dee da dee da dee da da. Dee da da dee da da da. Okay. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We welcome, as we always do, an amazing group of learners. Michael in Germany. Welcome. Rusty is with us in Texas, and John in North Carolina. Terrence is in soggy, flooded Melbourne. That's not good for Sukkot. Oy. Yeah. Okay. St. Martin, Irma is with us. Nizara is in Arkansas. Leah is with us in Florida. Sarah in New York. Joseph all the way in New Jersey. David in California. Good morning. It's probably pretty dark out. Tim in Texas. Boker Tov. Miles is with us. And Louise in Sydney, Australia. Diane in London, Ontario. Fred in Uganda, welcome. Eugenia in Calgary is with us. Kathy in Delaware, Boker Tov. Denise in New Jersey. Daphne in South Carolina. Clara in the Czech Republic. Liba and Davida in New York. Yohanan in California. Rena in Colorado. Saying I'm not sure where. Cindy in Tampa Bay. Jackie in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. We have Batya and Vilma. We have Michael, Celestia, Elizabeth, Eitan, Eric, David. Welcome. All right, beautiful. We continue in the 23rd letter, short class today. We're trying to understand the distinction of when we learn in a collective group, particularly in the same place. We are learning as a collective group, which is amazing. Not in one place. In many places. And that's a beautiful thing, of course. Clinton in Brisbane, welcome. But when you're learning 10 or more in one place, as opposed to one person learning on their own Torah. So we said that the Shekhinah, the divine presence, is among the 10. When it comes to learning Torah on your own, then you have a reward. Not the divine presence, as we will see more about that, but you're allotted a reward. And what is that reward? Is that God irradiates the soul for those that seek Him in the light of His Torah. And you're covered, which is that light is what God garbs Himself with. So it's like God wears a garb of light, and when we truly seek Him through the study of Torah, as we're doing right now, individually, as opposed to the collective whole, what that brings to us, our soul is irradiated with that light of the that garbs the Almighty. It's pretty powerful. We had a similar idea that when we call out to God, God comes as a friend that we learn together. So here, by the learning, we're calling God His light that He garbs Himself with, and we experience that light. Now, first point is that that's when we are attuned to our soul, so we're going to experience it, because that's what's happening to our soul. It's being garbed with the light, with the garb of the Almighty, of His light, of His Torah. So, of course, we have to be attuned to our soul in order to be, to have that experience, but nonetheless, it is being experienced by the soul, whether we are aware of it, or rather, whether we are intimately, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimately connected with that. Experiencing that or not. The soul is. Again, the more attuned we are, the more we will. So the righteous are. We are kind of more attuned to our physical, bodily, biological needs as opposed to, or our animal soul's needs, more than we are to this godliness, the divine in us. Okay, but that experience, let's take the metaphor further. It's a light, God's light, but yet He's garbing Himself with it. What is a clothing, that make the man? What's unique about clothing? Well, they're tailored to the person, right? If you're, 5'3", so the jacket you're going to wear versus someone who's 6'3" is going to be a different, tailored to fit you. So yes, it's fitting of God, this light of Torah, that He garbs us with it, that when we call Him and earnestly that we want to connect with Him through the study of Torah, so we get garbed in this, but it means it's a limited light. Again, because of the metaphor of a garment is, properly made to, the guy who went to the tailor. The tailor wasn't, exactly precise in his work, and he gives a material, make for me a jacket that, be fitting for me, that should be nice, I could wear for Shabbos. So he comes to him, and afterwards he comes to him, the guy was, 5'3", and he made a jacket for him as if he's 6'3". So the tailor tells him, oh, okay, well, we can fix that. No problem. The customer's a little upset, Says, listen, all you have to do is go like this, pick up your sleeve, run the other sleeve across like that, and then just hold this between your arm, and it's a perfect fit. Right? Well, not precisely. So the metaphor is that what the soul is experiencing is a finite, limited as the soul itself is limited by its faculties. But the light itself that's irradiating the soul is also a limited light as it vests itself in the individual. So this is why the hearts of those who seek God are ecstatically aroused in a time of prayer. Because with their studies, that they get this light of God that garbs them. When they pray, they get a sense of it. Because the time of prayer is when we dig deeper into our hearts, right, to connect to Hashem. So the soul will delight in the pleasantness of God, and that light that your soul attained through its Torah study. This is the reward. This is the allotment of the reward that someone who studies Torah, that is fixed in the soul, and you labor at it. In other words, it's not sitting back and, okay, hey, Rabbi, let me hear what you got to say today. That you're leaning forward, engaged, laboring, working hard to try to understand. And with that desire, so then the soul is garbed with that light. Yes, it's a finite light that the finite soul can experience, which will be revealed specifically to the individual when they pray. Because when you pray, you dig deeper into your soul. That which your soul has experienced or is connected to through your Torah study, can be now experienced in prayer. This awaits us all. All of it hopefully are getting it right now. Okay, that's it. Short class. Questions? Davida, if we study just at a route, do we diminish the light? So we're talking about a reward. I mean, what's the reward? That you have this reality that is in you. So, excuse me, my apologies. Didn't get to the sukkah yet to have a coffee. So, yeah, you won't have this experience. Your soul won't have this experience. You'll have a connection, but not this that you could experience and that the soul will delight with. This is someone who's engaged in really, connecting, wanting to cleave to Hashem through this. If you're doing it out of rote, then it wouldn't be the same thing. Laurie, can you explain how the soul is finite? I thought it was infinite. The essence of the soul is infinite. That's true, but the powers of the soul are finite. Chachma, wisdom, the Chabad of the soul, Chachma bin of das, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, are finite. They're limited. The limited powers of the soul. So you're correct, Laurie, that the core essence of the soul is infinite. It's a part of God. But the expression of the soul, or how it's 10 faculties, right? 10 is a limited number. And each one of the faculties or the powers of the soul have a unique, limited power to it. And in that respect, yes, it is finite, limited in its faculties. As opposed to God, in the faculties of Chabad, Chesed, Gvur, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchus, and all 10 divine attributes are bound up with the essence of God, with the infinite of God, and therefore they have an infinite quality to them, even though Chachma is Chachma, and not Bina, right? And Bina is not Chesed, is not kindness, it's understanding, and yet there's an infinite nature to it. In its functionality, it's infinite. That is the divine attribute of God. in our functionality of the powers of our soul, they're not infinite. They're finite. They're limited. The essence of the soul, that's infinite as a part of God. Yes. Excellent question. Thank you, Lori. Davida, when Mashiach comes and Hashem's light shines even brighter, will our Torah study be different? Oh, it'll be so elucidating, so powerful, yes. It'll be different in that we experience it differently. See, now we experience it, I hope at least, intellectually, that we get it, we grasp it. I hope I'm teaching well enough that when you're listening, you're grasping and say, that's Geschmack. That's really, enjoyable, great stuff. But how are you experiencing it? You're more experiencing it with your intelligence. You're not really experiencing it completely in your soul. I mean, your intelligence is part of your soul, so it is, but not in the core of your soul. Mashiach comes, we'll have that. Excellent question. Thank you. Thank you all for your your kindness. Thank you. You are very kind, all of you. Okay, any other questions, any other comments, any other thoughts? All right. All right, beautiful. So I just want to bring up the I've mentioned this before, this comment, but reward. What is rewarding for us? Excuse me a moment. Hello? Yes. Oh, come on in. Left door? Left. So, for us, reward usually would, be a different take on it. But perhaps now that we've been learning Tanya for so long, that we get a different, sense of what's rewarding. Rewarding is ultimately filling your soul. So the reward here in the study of Torah is we're doing individually, right, as opposed to the collective whole, is that God, what he garbs himself with, the light, his light, garbs us with. And that we can delight, our soul delights in that. It literally delights in it. Now, are we, again, experiencing that? Well, maybe a little bit of it we are. Because we're more soulfully connected. We're more aware of our neshama. And therefore able to be attuned to that. All right. Again, I want to say, June, good night to you in Australia. And everybody else. Thank you for all the beautiful comments and wonderful sentiments. Rambam coming up now. TRC Nix. Today, 4:30. We're going to have a TRC. Today's Thursday. We're going to have this week, next week, right? Last week. Great conversation. Taking things to a new level. I do invite you to participate. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine coming to you for Chabad Zich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have a wonderful, great day. My good maid.